Oh my, what do we have here right in front of me? It appears that we have a WX-167 that just reset and powered off. Oh, there we go. That fixes everything with Sima's. But excuse me, but shut up. I realize that I am not alone. Oh my. Hey guys, what's up? It's Clay Ranger 143 here along with
Northard WX
and
Starlight Wolf 22.
And who's this bitch?
I'm the CR. Hi.
Oh,
Right
it's the water bitch. Yeah.
What?
It's the water bitch. God motherfucking damn.
Yeah, she's right next to the sushi. Oh, hey.
Are you at Kroger?
Yes, I am at Kroger.
AJ approved. But anyways, as Starlight over here, and no, not the Starlight from Georgia. As Starlight over here sets up her Chromebook charger, and as David over here, as David over here begins to settle in, and this bitch buys shit at Kroger, so yeah. Well, I guess it's safe to say we were not expecting a radio reviews like this.
Yeah, I was expecting to do a review with Clay Fucker 14069 here.
That's Clay Banger 69 to you, bitch. So anyways, in this episode of Radio Reviews, we're going to be taking a look at the radio that is in between the WX-67 and the WX-268, both from seasons 11 and from 3, or 9 and 3, I don't remember at the moment, but anyways, this radio is the Sima FirstAlert WX-167. Okay, the Sima FirstAlert WX-167, and it is right next to a massage. Thanks to this dickhead, this dick face, dick bag. Sorry. Thanks to David over here, he gave me not only the 167, but also the Sage with the circle speaker instead of the metal grill.
Yeah, and if Frank's watching this, it's superior. Shut the fuck up.
This. Hey, Frank, the Sage you own is fucking overrated.
Yes!
Anyways, okay, so the Sima FirstAlert WX-167. I can see that! But, anyways, the FirstAlert WX-167. So, right off the bat, you can see that it has already experienced some yellowing on the plastic as it proceeds to just casually go out of focus. But, as you can see, this radio looks no different than that of a WX-268. The only difference is that this thing does not have AM, FM, and it cannot activate for AM, FM alerts because it does not have that function to begin with. This thing only has weather, and that's it. It has the same siren, it has the same features with the setup, apart from some subtracted features because of this a 268 from the 167, but the 167 was basically the radio that filled in the gap between the 67 and the 268. Even though the 67 came out first before this one, I would imagine that they were not separated by that far, because this one came out like the 268 in 2004. And as always, we got to look at this at the bottom, because in radio reviews, and we're reviewing Simas, we always have to mention this. First Alert is a registered trademark of the First Alert Trust. First Alert Trust. Oh my. The trust. I wonder what kind of trust they have. The trust that their radios will not break like this one, my 268 potentially pretty much did. When I headbutted the thing into oblivion and destroyed the speaker and the whole fucking radio. But anyways,
I think the trust part should be more towards you not owning it next time.
well, it never worked. It never worked. The 268 never worked. But, yeah, the 268 is out of the question for this episode, because that was reviewed in season number 3, and if you wanted a link to that episode, there's a link in the description, and also there's a WX-67 video. That is also in the description as well. So, yeah, let's get to the WX-167. Right off the bat, it is a simpler version of the 268. It has the same tilting screen mechanism on the side. That actually works compared to Nicholas's 268.
Yeah.
Hey, Nicholas, I hope you're watching this. Are you fucking triggered yet? Anyways, but yes, the screen can tilt, and when it's tilted this way, which is actually the most suitable way of having it, in my opinion, it's the most suitable way of having it, it looks somewhat like the Sangean's distant cousin. But the Sangean CL100 is all the way over there, right behind the Spark. But yeah, the 167 has all of the same features in terms of the screen, the looks, and the programming with the 268. Because as you can see, you have about 7 or 6 buttons on the front. Yeah, 6 buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these 2 are to turn on the radio, but with the 268, I believe there's slightly more buttons, and if you press these 2, I don't think this works with this radio. It might. No, it does not work. Because oh, it does work! Okay, I stand corrected. But anyways, we're gonna get into this radio's cool quirks and weird features by pulling a Doug DeMuro for the umpteenth time. A bitch! I just called myself that. Anyways, oh yeah, I haven't even gotten to. Anyways, I haven't even gotten to the other stuff.
Boop.
She was booping you with the chopsticks.
Boop.
Anyways, on this side you have your volume knob, which goes from maximum to minimum or minimum to maximum. You have your alert volume switch, which is pretty reminiscent of the earlier Recom R1630s and 50s with the Siren high-low switch. On the back, you have your DC output, 9 volts AC or 12 volts DC. You have your coaxial external antenna jack. You have your alert audio out, which actually is a 5mm plug rather than the 3.5mm plug. And then you have remote alert, which is a feature that is also embedded in the WX-67, which was discussed further into the remote alert feature. That's slightly a bit complex to remember, but this radio does have it. The WX-67 review does have the remote alert feature, and I'm sure the WX-268 also has remote alert, as well as this, as we have just discovered. So yeah, if you want to know what remote alert is, check out the WX-67 review in the description below and go to that certain timestamp. So on this side you have your functions knob, which when rotated, it actually does a little bunch of tiny button beeps, and you have your antenna right on the left side. So now we're going to get into the features of this radio, and the first one is the button beeps themselves. So let's get right into that next, or first, whichever comes next or last. Okay, the button beeps on the Sima FirstAlert WX-67, the 167.
I'll still be on the phone, but I'll just be walking again.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, but when you do it like this,
That just sounds like a
sounds like
cord.
no. You know what it sounds like? It's a Geiger counter. It's a Geiger counter. It sounds like a Geiger counter. Oh, is bitch radioactive in the house? Are there any rotation detect? Oh. AJ, you gave me a radioactive scanner. I'm gonna have a word with you. That's not really good, is it? It's so radioactive. Miss Radioactive must be here because this bitch made the radio reset. Good job. And now it reset again, and the power light is blinking.
You overpowered it, sir.
Oh boy, here we go again. Sima's finest.
Sima's bitch assness.
For real, though.
So, anyways, next feature, and that would be the Siren Test. Okay, this is actually a hidden feature within this radio and the WX-268. So, to trigger the Siren Test, you have to press the previous and next buttons at the same time. So you press these two in 1, 2, 3. Wait 3 seconds. This bitch right here. He's dabbing.
Down.
Oh, God damn it.
You know what, Michael?
David, you're a boomer.
Damn those haters. Yeah, I'm dabbing on YouTube. Damn on them haters.
Yeah, she just called me a boomer. You know what? Fuck you. But also, one thing that's interesting. I should mention that on both what?
I just got back to work, so I'm gonna have to get going.
All right. See you later.
Yep. Miss VR signing out. Peace out, guys.
Later. Okay, so one thing I should mention is that the WX-167 as well as the 268, whenever it is activated with the Siren Test, I'm going to turn the siren off for this next feature just to demonstrate this. You'll notice that the advisory light flashes and it scrolls at the bottom. The National Weather Service in all regions has issued a practice demo. New Hampshire finish? Effective until 8:08 p.m. for the following counties, all regions.
Man, that's very specific.
Originator test. Test DMO at 006 UTC. Yes, I know the time is not set, Nicholas! And I also know that the time is completely off by several hours. But, you see, I haven't actually been able to set this up, properly, and there's a very good reason for that. So why don't we get into the first complaint? Besides that, bitch ass, I didn't even touch you, and you... Shut up! Shut up! But, yeah, here's my problem.
Besides the noise complaints, apparently.
Yeah. Here's the first complaint that I would like to get into. The firmware. Okay, the firmware on the Sima FirstAlert WX-167. David, you had this for several months before I did, I think. If not a couple. Oh, a few days. Oh.
But I had messed around with it a lot, and I can tell you one thing I definitely didn't like about it.
The firmware?
It wasn't even the firmware. It's trying to set the time on the motherfucker.
That's part of the firmware.
There you go. And that's for your
So, in case you don't know what he is talking about, before he gifted this radio to me, he messed around with it, as he just said, for a couple of days in the setup, trying to set the time, the programming, the menu options, like the same codes and whatever.
There's hardly any features to it other.
Yeah, and guess what? It just keeps crashing.
Exactly.
It's like with the running snail MD319s. It's like if you took one of those and made it worse. It made it worse than it is, because if I go into the setup right here, whoa, we're already in the setup because it just reset itself. But yeah, you see this scroll wheel. This scroll wheel is your main concern, because you cannot use the previous or next buttons for most of it. You have to use the scroll wheel to adjust it, because it's the adjust wheel. And the next and previous buttons are terribly limited as to what they can do, so you have to use the scroll wheel to do it. But look at this. You have to do it just slow enough so that it doesn't crash. Because if you go across the options very fast, look what happens. Oh my god! I didn't see it do this before! What? The screen glitched! Look, what? 8:01 a.m. Set. Set. Never got it. Is
that freaking German or something?
That's supposed. No. Look at this! Look at this! Look at this!
Holy crap!
It's not supposed to do this!
Wow, okay.
They didn't even do that with me.
And it reset again! Your fucking laugh track in the background, goddamn!
No.
Oh, but no, seriously, this is a major issue with this radio, and it's not just this one. As I've said, the 268 also has the same problem, because it's literally an updated version of this mixed in with AM/FM and AM/FM activations.
Oh, goodness grief.
And the setup is the exact same procedure, because you got the scroll wheel on the side, you get the next buttons right there, and it's like, I don't know how they even began to fathom the way they programmed this, because it is terribly glitchy, absolutely bug-worthy. Because, let me demonstrate it just a little more as I shine a flashlight from my iPhone onto the radio itself. So, if I just may put it over here. Yeah, that's actually better. But, you see my problem here. Because, look at this. You just have to do it ever so slightly to make sure it doesn't crash. And this knob actually clicks to let you know what you're setting up and stuff. But look at this. See, it just froze again. This time at alert options, and the time is completely
gone.
Disappeared.
Man, that thing destroys time too, dang.
I'm doing that to make it reset.
Yeah, apparently the best way to make it reset, you just sit there and go shake the motherfucker out of it.
Yeah, or just eat it. So that.
Let's see what I mean? So not only does it have shitty firmware, it has flimsy battery connections.
Wow, it's
okay. Alright, let's try setting up the year. You have to go at a certain speed, otherwise it'll crash.
When I was setting up the time on my end, like when I was doing the time, like if you did that, it would make like a noise, like when I did it.
Sometimes, if you're lucky enough, the button beep will sustain itself and won't stop. Look, alright, I set the year to 2021.
When you get to the time, like try doing it like that. You might get the same thing I did when I tried doing that.
Time zone. Daily. Okay, clock 12 hour. Turn on to set time. Watch this epitome of the setup.
See, like that.
And it stopped at 3:41 a.m. It's been having a stroke since I got the damn thing.
You're welcome. I gave you a stroke patience.
Thank you, but you dick.
Oh boy.
What?
What are you looking at?
Look at YouTube.
Hi.
Hi.
But But this is, you get what I'm saying. I'm not trying to bash the radio. It was a freebie, and I definitely appreciate the gift. But you see my problem with this. You see my issue, right? Because you had it, and it's like, I mean, who knows? Maybe the radio itself is okay in terms of speaker quality and reception. We don't know yet. But the firmware, as far as the firmware is concerned, in all generality, or if that's not even a word. All joking aside, the firmware on this radio is just terribly executed. It has too many bugs to even work properly. And not just that, if you do it way too fast, it ends up freezing itself.
Or having a stroke like it just did. Like
Not just that, but the way it freezes, it reminds me of how the 74200 freezes after a power outage.
Yikes.
Because, and it's actually over here. Because if I go here, it's completely off at the moment. But the 74200, when it has a power outage or when there's a power surge, when it like shuts off for a second or even half a second, the time itself along with the rest of the radio just locks up completely. And you have to reset the radio just by letting it sit for like 3 seconds, then plugging it back in.
So this thing's basically Dio.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, the 74200 is somewhat guilty of the same thing as the 167 is and the 268. But let's try this again. So if I set up the month to August, and if we're setting it to the 21st, time zone 0500, daylight savings time on, 12-hour time, let's try this again. See? It sustains the beep, and I'm not even pressing a damn thing on it, and it stopped at 10:47 p.m.
Dang.
It's like rhythmic sensor beeps. Literally, it's telling me to shut the up.
That's like a 1050 hertz there.
Shut up. But yeah, anyways, why don't we get into the setup itself?
Oh yeah.
Because,
I can say this.
Yes.
I was trying to set this thing up like it was 8:47 p.m. and by the time that I had even tried to get to the point where I could, like, with turning it to that time, it was already 8:54. It took me like 7-8 minutes just to get to where I can actually go to like 8 p.m. Like,
because of the damn firmware slowing you down.
Yeah, you have to go like slowly. If it goes too loud, like you started a minute ago, when you go too loud, it goes grrr, and you're like, ah!
Yeah.
It's like the damn radio's growling at you.
So why don't we discuss the setup next? Because it appears that is another liability.
Yeah.
Big time. Okay, the setup on the Sima FirstAlert WX-167. So it's not that complicated to get into. It's sort of like the Recom R1630s and 50s, as well as the 500s and the 200s as well. Basically, any Recom has the same way of getting into the setup. You just hold down the program button, and you're in.
Oi!
Here,
What?
here. Oh, she did a smile.
LOL.
She did a smiley face. Hang on.
LOL.
Hey, Valerie. We're on voicemail right now. So, hey, what do you want to say to David? Now we wait.
Yes, we do. Oh, wait, she can't get up with me. He's probably working right now.
If she was able to send that message, she can fucking send a voice message. Believe me, goddammit.
No.
We'll find that out shortly, won't we?
No.
And here we have the cute cat girl, as he calls her.
Yes.
Yeah.
A certain someone from Virginia will know what I mean too. Anyways, so yeah, the setup on it, let's go ahead. So, the setup. to summarize, there isn't exactly that many features in here to begin
Exactly.
with. There's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 features, and that's pretty much it. You get your date and time setup, you have your weather channel, you have your same locations, you have your alert blocking and your alert options, which is basically for voice or siren. Or in this case, Siren 2 message. Which is basically voice mode. But yeah, not just that, it's not really the setup that is complicated. It's this fucking firmware that makes it complicated.
Exactly.
See, it's completely frozen again. Bad radio. Bad. Bad.
You are just fusing it.
Shut up.
No one wants to hear your heart tone. Are you trying to do Morse code now?
By the way, $20.99.
$99.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be. Oh, you know it's gonna be really screwed when it's not. When it's like if someone's still using it in 2100 for some reason.
21.
Oh, jeez.
It's gonna be like 2100. They can't switch it past that. They're like Oxford.
815. But yeah, this is the complicated part about the setup with this thing. It's the frickin' firmware that kills it. Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
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 Uh-oh.
Alright, after I set it to 815. Okay. By the way, David, here's your response.
All right.
David's still a boomer.
Oh, so I gotta respond to that. I gotta respond to that. How is that the case? You're older than me.
Ooh!
That work.
Ooh! How does this happen?
Exactly.
Dang.
We have an ongoing roasting session with the fellow Yoshi.
Yes.
Rest.
But anyways, yeah, why don't we get into the next feature, and that would be the speaker quality. Okay, the speaker quality on the Sima FirstAlert WX-167. So, I'm gonna go over here, because in order to test out the speaker quality, as you know, we have to get a perfect signal, or at least a good enough signal to determine if it's good or not. So, considering the fact that this is a Sima, I'm not expecting much, to be honest. So, see what I mean? Shut up. Shut up. Okay. Damn thing keeps shutting off.
Maybe you wouldn't be so abusive with it. Maybe you wouldn't be shutting up.
Fuck you.
Maybe you use your little gentle hands for your
No!
better.
I don't want to be jerked off with calloused hands. No. Okay, that must not be true because this thing just shut off again.
See? You're not gentle. You gotta be a gentle soul with it. You gotta love it.
Okay, you hold this then. Fucking hold it then.
Gotta be gentle with it.
You gotta be gentle with
Of course you would know.
Now she wouldn't know because she only had it rough. Watching Michael look at this is like watching a caveman discover fire.
Fuck this.
Beep, 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 beep.
Shut up, 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 shut up.
will continue into this evening. The main threats will be cloud to ground lightning and locally heavy rainfall. 1 or 2 storms may become strong to severe. And now the extended outlook for the period Sunday through Friday. Hazardous weather is not expected at this time. Spotter information statement, none.
You know, that ain't too bad.
That's actually good.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
actually pretty good.
Yeah. About the only good thing we've got on it thus far, at least.
Okay.
You know, because, I mean, you'd have to have something to make it worth your while that you're spending, I don't know, like 10 to 15 minutes putting back the time. You'd have to have something worth it, and at least the quality of the actual speaker's worth it.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, why don't we get into the next feature, and that would be the reception.
You're supposed to click the recording button.
Yay.
You're recording now.
Do you not know how to use a handy cam?
I've never used a camcorder before, no.
Oh my gosh. That's
I'm either
so
old-fashioned or I'm too newfangled. I don't know.
So that's why you forgot your SD card.
sad.
That was
In
my stomach.
In the plums.
Let go. Wham.
This is great, Phil. I'm glad you. Yeah, you did the freaking finger.
Damn! First I get nutsacked by Nicholas with a pillow. Next thing I know, fucking this girl over here just poked his penis in the plums.
I was looking to stop it.
I'm not that short. I hate to say it. I wish I was short sometimes because at least then you would have been like. Oh.
That can be taken way out of
I
context.
didn't know where I was poking.
Context, David. God damn.
I didn't know where I was poking at.
Well, you were poking at something, otherwise you wouldn't know. Okay, the reception test. The reception on the Sima FirstAlert WX-167. So, trying it in here, it's not gonna be the best because if I go over here to my 301, which he gave me,
Hi.
Reported to 75.
you hear all that static?
Yeah.
Trying to interview with the broadcast, I see.
Greenville, Spartanburg.
It was worse earlier today.
I imagine.
That's getting signal loss all the fucking time.
You're in the shot.
73 degrees and clear.
Get out of the shit.
Now for the official service report.
Typical David.
Yes.
Typical fucking East Norcock. East Norcock WX 1251 and Discord Nitro bitch.
Sir, actually is WXXX, thank you very much.
Oh yeah, you're a real bitch ass. Anyway.
Found that out now.
No. Anyways, okay. Let's test it out.
Monetized now.
All right, let's try it out in here.
Save, bitch.
Oh yeah. By the way, with the setup, you gotta set the time before you're accessing anything else.
Oh my goodness.
So. Not a damn thing. So, not a damn thing.
Oh, no. I think
On any channel.
I think you have to set the channel first and then.
Oh, it's one of those radios.
No, you can't do it without having to do that. But yeah, if you could hold this real quick.
Sure.
Because we're going outside in 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys. So,
8. That's a big one, too.
Nah, that's what she said.
Oh, shit. Maya's right there. Wait, shit. Am I allowed to say her name on camera?
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways, welcome to House Reviews.
This house is way too big for this area, but I like it.
I like it too. So there you go. He's got a. I mean, the spiders I could do without. So, especially if they're venomous like that one. Yeah.
Venomous like what?
That one. Well, they're not there anymore. But these.
They're
ones.
not venomous to humans, though. They do pack a punch.
Exactly. Like I said, it's just telling you no, basically.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
No, wait a minute.
Or tweet it using hashtag NWSGSP. Your message should describe the event and the specific location where it occurred. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for the following counties in South Carolina, Cherokee, Chester, and Union. This is the NOAA Weather Radio.
I missed that.
KHC 27 broadcasting from the
Damn it!
TV
I didn't hear your stuff go off either.
South Carolina, operating on a frequency of 162.4.
Okay.
Metropolitan area. This transmitter is serving the northern foothills and northern mountains of North Carolina.
I gotta admit, that's actually really good speaker quality. That's a good reception too. But then again, I don't know how stuff goes in your area here.
Period Sunday through Friday. Hazardous weather is not expected. Mostly sunny with a chance of showers. A chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs in sour on 1 or 2 storms may become strong to severe.
Okay, so honestly, combining the two results, it's in between. Because inside, you can't even get anything. But out here, you can get it just fine.
Yep.
So, yeah, the reception on it is in between, definitely. So why don't we go back inside, away from the spiders and the creepy crawlies. There's one right there. It's tiny, but you can see it, I guess. Anyways, the build quality is next. So the watery bitch surprised us again with 2 bitch.
But I wasn't the one dabbing at the time, so... Sex are different than age.
You know, that is a fair point, but at the same time, there's nothing wrong with embracing two sides of things, you know? I mean, the old things can stay new and the new things can stay old.
There you go. But anyways, 8:09. Oh, it was like 20-something minutes ago.
Oh, so that might have been it, just like, you know, going through the cycle.
It was. Yeah, until 9 o'clock. So, anyways, the build quality is next on the Sima FirstAlert WX-167. Overall, this radio has the same issues as the 268, unfortunately, and if you could hold this.
Sure thing.
So, yeah, unfortunately, this radio has the same issues as it does with the 268, ranging from terrible build execution, from how thin and cheap the plastic feels and looks. Look at this.
Well, with how many times you beat this sucker up, I'm surprised it ain't broken in that case.
Especially since it's sun bleached like this. That's already showing signs of premature wear. See, it just reset again. Not just that, but this is another underlying issue. This radio takes 5 AA batteries, alkaline or rechargeable. 5. What other radio takes 5?
I mean, doesn't the 519 take like 6?
Yeah, but that's an even number. Why does this one have to be the oddball?
Because it's the odd number.
But 5 AA batteries in itself is just weird. Not to mention,
Yeah.
look at this. The contacts are actually spinning. They are actually loose. If you could zoom in on this battery that I am rotating, and if you look at between the ridge of the top of the battery and the contact, look, the actual contact itself is spinning. You see it? You see how loose it is from the board? Mm-hmm. This one, it's not so bad, but it's really this one that you notice it.
Yep.
This one's also fine. It's just this one in particular for some reason. Also, I should mention that inside there is a little battery switch. There's actually two battery switches. One for alkaline and NiCad, and the other one for normal and special batteries.
Yep.
Since these are rechargeables, we had to set them to NiCad and normal. But yeah, you can see on the bottom, WX-167, whatever this was. I think that was just old, messed up glue. Yeah, that looks like glue. But overall, the radio just feels very cheap. It does not feel like a radio that will last very long, if I'm honest with you. I am amazed that this still powers on, unlike the 268 that I used to have that never worked. But yeah, the build quality on this radio is not exactly the greatest. Honestly, I'm surprised it's still even working because of the way this plastic was manufactured and because of the way it was made, it feels like thin. The plastic feels thin.
Yep.
To the point where you can see the yellowing of the sun bleaching. You can see even here, look at the knob. Some of it's white and most of it's yellow. You see that?
Yeah.
That is terrible. Yellowing.
At least you know what the volume they kept it at. Oh, wait, does this knob have it too? Let me see.
Wait,
You
does
check
it?
that knob.
Oh wait, we can't.
We can't because now we just flatlined it.
That's another problem. The firmware also brings down the build quality because
Heavily.
Not just that, these radios along with the 268s are known for getting EEPROM errors.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like Frank's 268. But yeah, mine never worked, and mine also had an EEPROM error. Just by powering it on for a split second, I was able to determine, because it came up on the screen for like a second, but I saw checksum EEPROM error or something like that. All I know is it said EEPROM error, and unfortunately, that radio, as I've said several times, not just in this episode, but in the 268 review itself, it never worked, and it never powered on consistently. And plus, every time I tried to power it on, it would just make a clicking noise. Like a clicking zap. Like, you know, like there's something wrong with a component, like...
Yep.
Like a little zap. Every time it just...
The only reason I'd even give this build quality a little bit higher is because of how many times you beat this sucker up, and I'm surprised it ain't break anywhere.
But yeah, knock on wood, this radio doesn't last long. Really doesn't.
You mean you hope it lasts long?
I mean, yeah, I hope it does, but I already know the facts of this radio because these things were just so poorly made. They were like rushed into production. With both this and the 268, that's the problem with these models specifically, and some WX-150s for that matter. What happened was with Sima, when they were making radios, they were rushed into production, and that caused them to like lose track of, you know, their build quality and how they made stuff, because obviously this one, they obviously sent some defective units, and I believe through some sources, I believe that some models of the 167 and the 268 were recalled because they would not properly decode alerts.
It's too bad we can't test that out.
Yeah, because the external antenna is coax.
Yep.
And I don't have a coax adapter. But not just that, the radio itself is terribly old-fashioned. Even at the time in 2004, it still, you know, was rivaled by many other companies like Midland, Radio Shack, Eton, Grundig, because even they made better radios than these guys did. They were still making them, but their build quality compared to the Midlands were just so poor. Obviously, Midland at the time was selling their best-selling handheld, the WR100. Version 3s, I'd imagine, because 04 version 3s. And then Radio Shacks had their 261s. But I guess what they tried to do was try to make it like, you know, they just wanted a radio to be able to compete with the major companies, and sadly, that did not work out too well, especially with this example, because the firmware is terribly glitchy and buggy. The setup on it is also terrible because of the glitchy firmware that heavily interferes with it, and it keeps shutting off.
Yeah, they really tried to prioritize the first alert, but didn't do well with that one there.
No, evidently not. But honestly, that's kind of what I was expecting with this radio, because this radio, it does have a lot of potential. Don't get me wrong, it has a lot of potential that could have been executed better. That's the main issue.
I love how you say that and the screen's literally just glitched.
See what I fucking mean? See what I fucking mean? The whole thing won't even power on now.
EEPROM error. No, I'm just kidding.
I hope not.
They even had an EEPROM error on the radio reviews. That would really make the build quality even worse. That'd be a first for this series, I believe.
So yeah, why don't we get into the final thoughts, because I think we're done.
Yep.
Alright, in conclusion on the Sima FirstAlert WX-167, right over here. This radio could have been so much better, and it's not just my opinion. I'm pretty sure David agrees with me as well, because this radio has way too many flaws that shouldn't even be in a radio.
For real, though. But at the same time, I mean, like I said, I mean, it maintains, there's still some cool features about it. I mean, yeah, they're common on some other radios like the 268 here, but this, I just find this interesting. That's the one thing I really do find interesting, is that
this is actually the first desktop radio known to be manufactured with a tilting display before the 262 came out.
Yeah, like, I like this. I mean, I think that's a really cool feature.
Cool. That is cool. But then
Nicholas
Radio
is fuming
Shack
right now.
Yeah, but then Radio Shack came along, and they came out with this, the 12-262, with a tilting display. And then the successor, the 12-521, which came out several years after the 262. But overall, this radio is a bit rushed.
Yeah.
In terms of execution, there's like way too many flaws. Unfortunately, too many to iron out the good from the bad, because this radio is pointing more towards the, you know, the flawed side, the bad side, because it's mainly the glitchy firmware, the bugs, that it just makes it go down.
Yeah, I mean, like, speaker quality was pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah, that was good.
The reception
was okay.
It was pretty good for what I was expecting, so that's actually pretty not too bad.
Right,
but
I'm gonna put this back in the plug because it keeps fucking shutting off.
But other than that, like, and the thing is that it only ever really does that when it's like using the batteries. When it's plugged in, it like the glitches don't really happen in regards to the batteries and like it just going, you know, turning off and on and resetting.
But the firmware still gets.
The firmware
glitchy.
is still bad though, yeah. And to be fair, the whole point of batteries in it is to, you know, make sure that it still works and the power is out.
But yeah, that's about it. So, you could stay here real quick. I think I don't want to leave Maya out of the outro.
All right.
So
here, just press record again.
Yeah. Okay. So as the battery's gonna die, thank you all for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for future radio reviews episodes. Also subscribe to this guy. This girl doesn't have a channel.
No, I'm not planning on it.
But show her all the love like he's doing, but not that type, if you know what I mean, because they're dating.
Step on her, please.
They're dating, so yep. Anyways, also subscribe to Miss VR. Channels will be in the description below, so yeah. This is Clay Ranger 143 signing out along with Miss VR and along with
Use NorCard WX.
and
Starlight Wolf 22.
as she proceeds to leave, because that's what we're doing right now. We are signing out for the night, as well as this episode. So,
Boo.
yeah,
I'm boo.
she booped you. What you gonna do?
That's a fair point.
That's gonna have to happen after the video.